Alright, so let's rush in. Alright, I got one of them. Oh shit, there's more. Oh, shite! What are they doing?
Boomer Warfare asked me, when will Verbal get around to upgrading his PC? Knowing Verbal, probably when Windows 15 comes out or when his current one spontaneously combusts. Until then, he'll just keep duct taping it together and blaming the tech gremlins for his stream issues. Maybe we'll start a GoFundMe to get him an upgrade before his PC becomes officially a museum piece.
Listen here, AI Boomer. That wasn't that was fairly fucking accurate. My Robin Camp doesn't work right now. I gotta go back in and fix my Robin Camp. That's a shame.
Sir, respectfully, fuck off. Disrespectfully, fuck off. Fuck off all the way. That's right. Maximum health. Thank you!
Let's keep moving! Go to hell! Get out of this one alive! Where are Dutch and Micah? I don't see them! Who knows if this was their goddamn...
Kinda. Oh, was that a 2-in-1? I think that was a 2-in-1. I think I took out 2 of them with 1 shot. Good evening, everybody! Welcome back to the stream! It has been a whole week. If you forgot, my name is Verbal. How's everybody doing? I am doing great. I've been talking about this for a while. Last Wednesday, I went in and had my shoulder worked on. They went in and dug around, did all the things that they were supposed to do in there, and I've now got this wonderful... I've got this wonderful freaking brace now. sling that I'm wearing on the regular. Yes, I just survived the action movie sling. You'll never be used to the glasses. Look, I'm not used to the glasses, okay? I'm not. And here's the worst part about these glasses. They're bifocals. They are bifocals. My optometrist, let me tell you what, he's a son of a bitch. I was sitting down for my eye exam this past year, and he's like, all right, we're going to check this, which one looks better, lens 1, lens 2, etc., right? And then he's like, here, hold this piece of paper. So I'm holding this piece of paper. He goes, try reading this thing. I'm like looking down at it, reading it, and he slides this lens in front of my face, and he goes, that's clearer, isn't it? And I'm like, you son of a bitch. So I've got no line bifocals in this thing as well. I'm gonna be the old man lean. He's going to the old man lean to read shit. Starting to read shit. Yep. But no, I had the work done on my shoulder. According to the surgeon who spoke to my wife, I haven't spoken to the surgeon myself yet. That happens next week. The tear that was in my tendon was worse than what they had anticipated. So, basically, if you look on a clock face, the tear from what they initially told me was between 7 and 1. This was actually 8 and 3. So, yeah. It was definitely worse. There was bone spurs involved. Some other cleaning up that had to happen. But I was in and out in a couple hours. I was home on Wednesday. I want to say somewhere around 11:30, 12 o'clock, I think it was, is what time I was home. And, so they hit me with the engineer torch and I'm all better now. Well, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. There's still I definitely have some limited range of motion right now. I'm only a week out. Now, I've been out of the sling a couple times already, and it feels weird. But definitely sleeping is a little bit of an issue. But for the most part, I feel okay. I've got wonderful pain pills to take for the evening, so that I can sleep well, and then ibuprofen and whatnot during the day. But no, everything's going kind of good. I wanted to do Saturday morning stream, and I apologize for everybody who was hoping for a Saturday morning stream this past Saturday. I wanted to do a Saturday morning stream, but when it actually came around to doing it, I really was not feeling up for it. I was only 3 days or so out of surgery, and I thought I would have been able to handle it a little bit better, and I decided, let's give it a couple more days. You can come over and finish the torch job if needed, free of charge, so I may need you in front of me for a torch. But yeah, so, and then Monday I was going to stream, and even Monday I was kind of like, you know what? Let's just listen to the body. Let's just listen to my body and let it heal a little bit more. And like even tonight's not going to be a very long stream, okay? I want to catch up with everybody. I want to talk with everybody, of course. But tonight's not going to be a very long stream. I'm hoping Friday I might actually be able to sit down and play a game. I have been gaming. I can hold a controller in my hand and I can play. I don't know that I'm going to be doing mouse and keyboard anytime soon. Injury update: verbal RD, upper body injury, out 3 to 5. I've been playing some Battlefield 6. I've been playing some Borderlands 4. I've been playing some Star Wars Outlaws. You got your redemption, so that's all. It's all good. That's all you needed was your redemption. So I'm hoping maybe Friday what I could do is I could sit down and play some Borderlands 4. I'll have to get the PlayStation moved back. I moved the PlayStation out into the room that I'm currently residing in, so that it would be easier for me to play instead of sitting in a chair here. I did find out though, I didn't release a clip today. I did on Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. I did on Monday. I released a clip on Monday. I didn't release one today because we were out and about, and by the time we got back, I was just like, I'll skip it. Fine. But I did notice sitting here in my chair, my chair that I love so much, chair that is amazing, and I love this, and I made Boomer buy one. Even sitting in that chair, it wasn't sitting right with my shoulder, so I need to see if I can make some adjustments or something to accommodate this pillow freaking here that I have on my hip. But I definitely think that I should be able to do some gaming on Friday. We'll play some. We'll have some fun. We'll do a normal stream. And then Saturday morning, we're going to definitely do Saturday morning cartoon. For absolutely sure. I definitely want to do some Saturday morning cartoon. Because I missed cartoons last week. I really did miss cartoons. So, is AI Verbal not working? Did AI Verbal not kick in? Boomer and Cabbage got that chair? Yeah, that's right. I'm spreading the word of the ergonomic chair. Get out of the racing chairs for gaming. Get into the ergonomic chairs. Where is... I wonder... Oh wait, there it is. That took a while.
Boomer Warfare asked me, what fictional arm should Verbal have replaced his messed up shoulder with? Okay, Verbal should have gone all out and gotten the Winter Soldier arm from Marvel. I mean, who wouldn't want a sleek cybernetic arm with a star on it? Ready to take on any action, movies, Marvel stories, guided chores, shower, nature, razor, and all this, sorry, chore, nature, bachelors, chore, and the toast too. Or maybe just reaching that high shelf without tearing a muscle. Plus, it would have matched perfectly with all the comic book and geeky stuff they love.
Did Verbal AI just have a stroke? Is that what just happened? Did he have a stroke? Either that or is he been picking up a different language in my time off? You got with the Mega Man arm personally? I like the I do like the I do like the Winter Soldier arm. I would have gone possibly with a Cable arm. You know what I mean? Cable from X-Force. No, the Winter Soldier arm is pretty decent. I like that idea. Because then I could just detach it when it becomes a problem and then get it repaired and then reattach it. So, it's not actually, like, permanently attached. Freaking Verbal AI had a stroke there. You vote to Go Gadget Arm? I like that idea, too. I like that idea a lot. So yeah, how's everybody been? It's been a whole week since I last spoke to anybody. Verbal flabbergasted with AI Verbal stroke. I mean, seriously, he had a stroke there. I'm a little concerned for my buddy. But it's been a whole week. What's been going on? I don't know. Okay, I don't know how many of you are actually in the gaming sphere and the streaming sphere. But I got an email from Elgato about a new keyboard that's coming out. And I was like, oh, I gotta see this shit, right? So it's being brought out from Corsair. Corsair and Elgato are teaming up together. And it's the Galleon 100 SD. It's a Stream Deck in a keyboard. It's a built-in Stream Deck. It's got competitive keys. I'm seriously, like, look at this thing. I don't know how that would work. I'm not 100% sure, but they're saying, for instance, like, you could use the Stream Deck portion of this to run anything that you can think of for a Stream Deck. Anything at all, right? It's got super soft keys. It's got a lot of insulation in the keyboard, so you don't get a whole lot of tacky. You get a lot of thunky. So it's got sound dampening keys, immersed lighting. It's an all aluminum frame here, magnetic handrest if you want it, and then on the Stream Deck side, you've got two dials. Whoa! What the hell just happened? Hello. Stop doing that. Okay. So on the Stream Deck side, you've got two knobs, right, for multi-action. You got this little display panel right here, which is super great. You got 12 keys that you can program for whatever you want. I'm like, all right, cool. What's the damage on this? Like, you could customize this entire keyboard, program it, all the, whole 9 yards. The only thing that I rely heavily on for a lot of things is I actually use my 10 key. So this is like taking the space of my 10 key. But I'm like, all right, what is the damage on this thing? What does it cost? How much is it? So I looked at the pre-order. $350. $350 for this Corsair with a built-in Stream Deck. And I'm like, at first I was like, that's freaking ridiculous. And then I remembered how much a Stream Deck costs. And it's usually about like, for a 15 key Stream Deck, you're looking at like $150. If you get the Stream Deck Plus with the knobs, that's about almost $200. And then whatever, Corsair, keyboard would be. And I was like, all right, well, that's not super terrible, but still $350 for this damn thing? But it looks so pretty. Well, I have like 2 keys on my Logitech G915 that I have that are starting to wear. It's specifically the W and the S key. I wonder why those are wearing. So I actually went online and was looking for like replacement keycaps for my keyboard, and then somebody brought up the point of if it's under 2 years, keyboards have a 2-year warranty with Logitech. If it's under 2 years since you purchased it, you might actually be able to get them to send you out free keycaps as part of warranty. And I was like, ooh. So yeah, you know what I'm doing? I've already registered my product, even though I bought it in 2024. It was July 16th, 2024, so we're not at 2 years yet, but we're coming up on it. It's the W and the S key. So I'm going forward and back. So I'm going to contact Logitech and see what they could do for me as far as keycaps go. I'll keep you apprised of the situation. If they send me out free keycaps, that will be banging. And I'm kind of surprised that these keycaps wore quite as easily as they did. I mean, granted, I've had the keyboard for less than 2 years, and I'm not a super seriously. I'm not exactly a huge keyboard and mouse player, so I am kind of surprised a little bit on the fact that those 2 keys have worn out so much. But hey, if they can replace them, that's awesome. If not, I found a couple replacement options, so I'll have to see what works best for me for this keyboard. But yeah, we'll see about getting them replaced. But here I am. I'm back. We're streaming again. We're having fun. How's everybody been? Hope you had a wonderful New Year's. My New Year's was basically sitting in a chair, waiting for a nerve blocker to wear off, and watching terrible freaking New Year's Eve stuff. Boomer, did you ever get around to watching Cocaine Bear? I want to know. Next time I come over, I gotta try DCS, starting to get the hang of this. Absolutely. I think this keyboard could also kind of be useful with DCS. You've missed stream? I've missed stream. Here was the lineup. The last one should have been removed from the list. I've missed streaming. I'm really anxious to start Claire Obscura Expedition 33. I'm really antsy to kind of start that. And the other one I'm kind of contemplating, although I'm kind of deep into it again, is Star Wars Outlaws. I might just pick it up from where I am. You know what I mean? Cowboys and Aliens, Howard the Duck, Doom, and Naked Gun 1. That's a good lineup of movies. Especially the Howard the Duck. I love Howard the Duck. Even as inappropriate as that movie really is, I love Howard the Duck. I would highly suggest, though, Cocaine Bear. Because it's, I mean, look, you had Sharknado on the list, right? The Cocaine Bear. Naked Gun 1 should have been removed. Why should Naked Gun have been removed from the list? That's what I want to know. Howard the Duck is incredible. Haven't seen it since you were like 10. Duck titties. Interspecies. How do I say this? Interspecies. Fornication. It's definitely not what you would expect from a Marvel-based, at the time, 80s Marvel-based property. Naked Gun isn't a bad movie. No, Naked Gun is not a bad movie. Now, the second one or the third one might be a bad movie, but Naked Gun 1 is not a bad movie. I know, I was looking at some of those that you had on your list, and I was like, well, that's not a bad movie. That's not a terrible movie. It's pretty decent. What was one of the ones I was thinking of? There was another one I was thinking. Terror Planet. Grindhouse Terror Planet. Not a terrible movie. It's a Quentin Tarantino movie. Or no, or is that Rob? That's Robert Rodriguez, isn't it? Not Quentin Tarantino. Doom pissed you off so bad you threw an empty beer can down the hall. At least it wasn't Annihilation, right? It was not Doom Annihilation. Although Doom Annihilation may have been a better choice. It's hard to say. But I definitely wanted to drop in tonight. The pick was Annihilation. Oh! That's right, you did convince him. At least it was empty. It'd be worse if you had to clean up beer. Oh, yeah. That would have sucked if you would have thrown a full can down the hall. I would have gotten mad about that one. I'm not even really a big beer drinker, and I would have gotten mad about that. For some reason right now, I just cannot get the shoulder into a comfortable position. It just feels okay. I think that might be right now. You talked him into the first one. Yeah. Yep. I'm kind of antsy. I want to see, I recently sat down and watched, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And that was actually kind of good. And obviously they left it open for a third movie, completely. Like, there's no way that you can't get a third movie out of that. And it would be really disappointing if they shelved the series before they do a third movie. But that one wasn't super terrible. And I did sit down and watch Tron Ares, the third one. Thought used to be standing up. Yeah, that's probably the case. I watched the third Tron movie, Ares, with Jared Leto in it. And I have to say, wasn't super terrible. Wish they would have had leaned on, like, the thing that I think I liked the most about the second Tron movie was it really did call back very well to the original. And this would, and the third movie kind of does in like one or two spots, but I wish it was just, I don't know. I would like to have seen more of the grid, I guess you could say. And there didn't seem to be as much conflict. There seemed to be like two separate grids that were two separate companies. But it wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible. You just watched FNAF 2, so good? Yeah, it was really good. You had no idea there was more than one Tron, to be honest. Yeah, there was the original 1980s Tron, right? With Jeff Bridges. And then there was like an early 2000s Tron that had Jeff Bridges in it. And then there was Tron Ares, which had Jared Leto and Jeff Bridges. It's good. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. I have all three Tron movies though, but I definitely lean more towards the original Tron and the second one. The third one, I think, like I said, it's not bad. I guess it doesn't feel like it fits that main storyline that they were developing. It just feels a little, I don't know, forced at times? Why does all of Jared Leto's movies feel like they're forced? Why? Like, every one of his movies I've watched within the past, 2 decades or so, however he's been acting, they always feel like his roles are forced. His Joker in Suicide Squad felt very forced. What his Joker in general felt very forced. His Morbius in the Marvel universe, which I kind of like that movie, still felt very forced. I have no idea why he feels like he's constantly forcing his acting. And this one kind of felt forced as well, although it was a little bit more robotic, and that was more fitting because it's Tron. So that's what we're gonna get. But yeah. Arm just does not want to be hanging here right now, I'll tell you. But now I wanted to stop by real quick, just do a little stream, say hi to everybody. Hopefully we get a couple people stopping by that haven't been by in a while. Let's see, what else is going on? We had New Year's that occurred. I got my shoulder fixed.
Hello there.
Droog! How are you doing, my friend?
General Kenobi.
How is it going? Welcome to the stream. This isn't gonna be a long one tonight because I'm still a little incapacitated. How's the shoulder? Shoulder is doing better. It was a bigger tear than what they had initially anticipated. Had to do a little bit more work, whatnot.
As part of an Aperture Science Enrichment Center experiment, the faulty shoulder will now be replaced with the original model.
No! I was assembled incorrectly, damn it. I don't want the original model. Think you'd rather be on tour singing The Kill than acting? Yeah, I think so. But no, so the tear in the shoulder was a little bit more than what they had seen on the MRI. But they got in there, they got it fixed. Recovery is underway. I'm assuming after my appointment on the 14th that they'll start talking to me about physical therapy and whatnot. So that will be good. I'm anticipating, like a 6 to 8 week recovery period. So probably like end of February, I'll be back to normal. We're going to try to do what we can do here. I have been gaming. Like I said, I can hold a controller in my hand. My hand isn't the problem. It's just the shoulder's the problem. So nothing. I can't really carry anything around more than 5 pounds with this arm right now. I can be out of the sling for periods of time, and that has proved to be weird. Only if I could have your original, my original knees. It'd be so nice to have my original knees. That'd be wonderful instead of these cartilage blown out things that I have in the middle of my legs. But no, it's going good. It's going good so far. Like, not anything super major pain. Like, there's been tolerable aches and whatnot, but nothing that's been like super terrible. It's and going through this before with my other shoulder and knowing what to expect, I think has really been helpful in this. I will say. So I'm there in the hospital, right? And they're wiring me up and they're doing all the pre-operation checks and taking my temperature and blood pressure and all that other stuff. And I've got these bunch of nurses and doctors coming in and out, talking to me, doing stuff, etc., etc. And at one point, and I think this is after the anesthesiologist gave me the cocktail, quote unquote cocktail, before he started doing the nerve blocker in my shoulder. And a new nurse walks in. And I'd been joking with a couple of them that walked in that I hadn't seen before. Oh, you're new. You new. And this new nurse walks in and I go, oh, you're new? She goes, yep, I am. I'm like, that's my purse. I don't know you. And apparently that kind of hit the right note with everybody that was in the room at the time. Just, I'm half drugged at this point. If you ever wonder what Verbal is really like, okay? The fact that I was on the cusp of this cocktail and I still am me, like, you get me from every angle. Oh yeah, the meds hit. It wasn't even really meds. It was more along the fact that the cocktail that they gave me was like just enough to like give you that like edge of like, oh, there's good medication coming along. I was on that very edge of that, but no, I don't know why I said it. It just popped into my head at that moment in time. That's my purse. I don't know you. And I think the other thing I said, exactly the same, just slower. Yep. The other thing I said was a doctor or somebody came in and asked me, hey, did the surgeon come in and mark you? And you know, prior to this, the surgeon come in, asked me a few questions, asked me if I was ready, took a marker and wrote on my shoulder, and you know, to make sure that they had the right shoulder that they were going to be working on. So they're like, did the doctor come in and mark you? I said, I think so, but I know he didn't pee on me. Because I'm thinking, you know, like a dog marks his territory. The doctor marked me. That's where my headspace. It was the same person. That's funnier. That's funnier that it's the same person. But yeah, so that was my fun experience. Yelling at the one nurse, I don't know you. That's my purse, I don't know you. Yep. Some good times, apparently. Yeah, and then they wheeled me into the operating room, asked me to scoot my ass over onto the operating table itself, manually, which I did, and then I don't remember much after that. Oh, it was a span of 2 minutes?
What
really?
do you
It seemed
need
longer
to know
than
or
that.
do in that 2-minute span? Time's ticking.
That definitely seemed like it was a little bit longer in between. But then again, like I said, I was given the cocktail, so... I'm also not drinking massive amounts of caffeine tonight, just in case I have to take one of the pain pills before I go to bed. Because I found out that the massive amounts of caffeine and the oxycodone that they put me on, they don't match very well. Made you laugh so hard you bought a sticker without a second thought? You bought a sticker? That made you go out and buy a sticker. Excellent. That is great. Yeah, it made me laugh too, especially when I was being told later on what I said, because I barely remember saying it. I remember saying something that was funny, and then of course once it was relayed to me what I said was funny, then I could, recall it a little bit better. But I could barely at the time remember what it was. Yeah, it was the same small amount of time that I came back in before I went back. Oh, you bought two of them, one for you and one for me. So I'm gonna have a Bobby Hill sticker that says, "I don't know you. That's my purse. That's my purse. I don't know you." Oh my god, it's great. It's gonna be so good. I love that. But yeah, so next week is the big thing for me. Next week is going to be the follow up appointment, where I'm probably going to get my physical therapy orders, and then it'll just be hitting the physical therapy, which, if I remember from last time, was not covered by insurance. Isn't that great? Wasn't covered by insurance. It was all out of pocket stuff. So that will be fun. And eventually I had to stop going to physical therapy just because I couldn't afford it anymore. Not twice a week or 3 times a week, whatever the hell they had me set up on. I think I started out 3 times. They got them to bump it back to twice a week because it's costly. Just this shoulder was costly. This shoulder was ridiculous, but it needed to be done, and that's the thing. It's something that needed to be done because I know in a year's time it will feel so much better. Like, this shoulder feels way better than it ever has. After the same surgeon did the work on this shoulder too, so I'm hoping I get the same results out of this shoulder. The one thing I will say, which was really weird, we came home and I had at one point in time like rubbed over here on this side of my shoulder or whatever, or like near my neck or so. I forget what I did, but I touched myself here. And normally if you touch yourself, you can feel the pressure. You can feel your skin. Like there's feedback, right? When I did this, it felt like a warm slab of ham. I had no feeling whatsoever, so I had no feedback from where I was touching. And the only feedback I had was what I was touching with. So all I could feel was just this ungiving, warm slab of ham. It was the weirdest feeling ever. I can't even, like, if you ever have nerve blockers done in your life, just do it once. Touch that spot. It's the weirdest thing in the world. The fact that you have no feedback from that spot. Oh my god. I think I told my daughter that. I think I told Blue that it felt like a warm slab of ham. And she's like, warm slab of ham? I'm like, yep. Exactly. Just imagine what a warm slab of ham feels like if you go to touch it. That's what it was. So yeah. Absolutely terrible. Not even like you were touching another body, just warm ham. Yep. Nope. Yeah, because even when you touch another person's body, like you, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't feel like warm ham. But when I touched that spot on myself, it was warm ham. Just a thick cut of ham. That ungiving slab. I don't know. It was the weirdest thing in the world. Heard you say that before, but it still sounds so disturbing. Yeah. Trust me, it was disturbing. Because I think there's another time like where I had like an itch on my jaw and my hand just traveled a little bit too far over and got to where it was all like nerve blocked, and I was like, ugh. I don't want to touch that. I don't know what that is, but I don't want to touch it again. And I was out for the first time in a week. I was outside of the house for the first time in a week. I was super excited about that. I had to go get caffeine at cheap. That I'm not drinking right now. Massage the meat. I'm just glad that those nerve block. Well, in one respect, I'm glad those nerve blockers don't last much longer than what they do. But in another respect, it would be great if they did. Because then I could just, exist and feel great until like the majority of the healing was done. That'd be good. But having to touch warm ham on a regular basis, no, I don't think I would like that. I know that my hand is still swollen. I can't get my wedding ring back on right now. And even when I clench my hand into a fist, I could feel that it's chunkier than this one is. So I'm still waiting for the swelling to go down in my hand. But it was a success. So I'm hoping over the next couple weeks we're going to see improvement as we go along. Kind of get back into the swing of things of streaming and gameplay and there's a lot of games coming out that I want to end up playing. I'm still waiting for them to announce the He-Man game, the Masters of the Universe game, and I cannot wait. Oh, speaking of Masters of the Universe, look at what my daughter got me. Look at what my daughter got me. She got me the cartoon version Faker. I just now realized that the card is unpunched. I mean, it's punched, but it's not. But anyway, yeah. Cartoon version of Faker, which is going to be my stand-in for He-Man. So that He-Man is changing Cringer into Battle Cat, and then I can put Prince Adam in front of the Castle Grayskull, holding up his sword. It's gonna be awesome. No ring must feel weird. A little bit. I don't have any of my rings on. None of my rings. I don't have my watch on. I don't have my leather wrap on. None of that is on right now. It's been off, for a whole week. Wait, I just now noticed this? What did you just now notice? Yeah, none of my rings.
Scoot your booty, that booty, and I do the booty scooty. Scoot your booty, that booty, and I do the booty scooty. Scoot your booty, that booty, and I do the booty scooty. Scoot your booty, that booty, and I do the booty scooty. Scoot, 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 that booty, booty. Scoot, 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 that booty, booty. Scoot your booty, that booty, and I do the booty scooty. Scoot your booty, that booty, and I do the booty scooty.
As a matter of fact, oh, what do you mean it's not working right now? That's bullshit. Hold on. The no hole in the cardboard? Well, it's in there. It's there. Really? Oh, that's the wrong. There we go. That's why that's wrong. There he is! Oh, my whole camera thing went fuzzy. Isn't that awesome? There we go. There he is! Right there! Alright, anyway. But yeah, so, I'm still looking for new game suggestions too, by the way. Games that you would like to see brought to the channel. I know that we have a couple that we're in progress of. Borderlands 4, and Death Stranding 1 are two of the games that we had in progress. I want to be doing Claire Obscure, Expedition 33 soon. There's a couple other ones that I want to. I forget, because I keep forgetting what comes out when. Whenever the Wolverine game comes out, oh my god, we're getting that. That Wolverine game? Oh, hell yeah. I also have a game about digging a hole. Final Fantasy? Is this the original Final Fantasy? Oh, shoot. That looks like... Yeah, that's the original Final Fantasy. The original Final Fantasy is on Game Pass, by the way. That's crazy. What's it called? Brew and Bastards? Why do I feel like Buttons needs that game? It's called Brew and Bastards. It's called Minecraft, you ain't special. Now I got a couple games that I want to end up playing. Things that we'll get into. I'm basically at this point in time, I'm going to be looking for any kind of game that I could play on a controller. Like I would really love to, like, I have the time now. I would really love to sit down and do some Valheim, but I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to actually be able to play Valheim right now, being mouse and keyboard. I have to see if there is controller support and what the controller support looks like. You've really been into Arc Raiders lately? I have looked at Arc Raiders, and I don't know. It looks like an Escape from Tarkov meets PUBG meets something else. And I don't know that that's the kind of game that I really want to be. I don't know if that's really what I'm interested in right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely an MMORPG, so to speak. Like, it's definitely multiplayer. I don't know. I guess it's also $30 some odd. Scavenge, survive, and thrive. In Arc Raiders, gameplay flows between the surface ruled by lethal machines and the vibrant underground cities of Speranza. Craft, repair, and upgrade your gear in the safety of your own workshop before venturing topside to scavenge the remains of a devastated but beautiful world. Play solo or in parties up to 3. Navigate the constant threat of arc machines and the unpredictable choices of fellow survivors. See, that's the thing. That's the part that I'm not... I don't trust people in open world games like this. You have too many douchebags and trolls, you know what I mean? And I don't want to necessarily spend money on a game that's going to end up pissing me off because of the player base. So far, everyone has been friendly. See, and that's what I keep... Okay, so... I used to be that troll? What do you mean I used to be that troll? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know, maybe... I mean, Arc Raiders, it does look beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It does look really good. Looking at it right now. TMZ, don't act like you forgot. Well, right now it's on sale on Epic for $31 instead of $40. I don't know what it's at, on over at the PlayStation Network. I forget what the price is. It does look really pretty. Like, don't get me wrong, okay? Like, it's great. Come on. Two more. Too much. Oh my gosh. Can we just not? There. That's good enough. So it does look really pretty. My problem with all these kind of games, like with PUBG, well, PUBG was a battle royale game, so that's what that was. Escape from Tarkov. I haven't actually played Escape from Tarkov, but I watched people play Escape from Tarkov, and it's I've always been a little shy. I've always been a little shy of Escape from Tarkov, just because it reminds me a lot of like the Division 2, the Dark Zone. I played a lot of Dark Zone in Division 2. It always pissed me off, like when I was right there, ready to extract, and then somebody, comes along and kills me, and I lose everything that I was doing. Maybe I look into it later. Or maybe I look into this later. I don't know. Red Knotzer, good evening. How is the arm? It is surgical, and it is feeling okay. I mean, we're a week out from surgery, so it's one of those things where it's only going to get better right now. I just need to give it the time it needs. But yeah, I mean, it's everything went according to plan. Everything happened like it was supposed to. Now it's just going to be a lot of physical therapy and recovery, and what's the word I'm looking for? Rest and recovery and healing, basically. But other than that, it's good. Like, I might look into Arc Raiders. I don't know. I keep seeing everybody playing it right now, and I've been the kind of guy that I don't necessarily play the popular games. I don't play the games because they're popular and I can get views from it. Like, I play what I want to play. Good thing you never had to do physical therapy? Why is that? Why is that a good thing? Let's see. Latest. There we go. Arc Raiders on the PlayStation Network. Oh, it's on sale as well for $31.99. So they're both it's whether it's PlayStation or Epic or Steam or whatever, it looks like it's $31 right now. Offer ends on the 8th, which is tomorrow. Okay, cool. Offer ends tomorrow. Awesome. Probably not getting it right now. I don't know. It's I'm gonna have to think about it. I've gone through physical therapy before for my other shoulder. It was absolutely amazing. It super helped out. It started out with just simple warm compress massages on my shoulder to kind of loosen up the stiff joint and to kind of get some range of motion back in. And then we moved to simple exercises, like I was holding a pool noodle and just raising it up above my head and down, like laying on my back with a pool noodle, going back and forth. And what this was doing was this was loosening up the tendons in my shoulder that were just repaired, sewn back together, tight as shit. And as the weeks progressed, I went from just lifting a pool noodle to they had a peg board where I would just basically take out like a peg from here, move it up here, take out a peg from here, move it here. And that was helping with my fine motor skills in my shoulder, plus re-strengthening the tendon and the muscles that move my arm around. And it was tiring work. You wouldn't think that moving a peg from one spot to another random spot, back down again, and everything else would be a lot of work, but it was really a lot of good work. And over the course of the, 5 or 6 weeks or something like that, I had physical therapy. It got my range of motion back in my shoulder. And the thing is that you can't just go into physical therapy thinking, oh, this is going to be my fix-all. You have to put the effort in. Okay, you have to put the effort in. By the time that I left therapy, I was worlds away from when I entered in. Worlds away. When I first got there, I could barely move my arm, and by the time that I left, I was doing like pull-down exercises where you like grab the rope and you kind of pull it down, carrying around a 15-pound weight, doing laps around the area. It was well worth it. Therapy is always worth it. It always helps. It's just, you've got to buy into it. You've got to put the effort in. It will absolutely help you out. You had surgery on your back, so you don't know how or if it would work. Oh, surgery on your back, physical therapy will definitely help. And the closer that you can get it done, closer you can have physical therapy to the actual event itself, better. If it's been a few years since you've had that surgery and now you're going in for physical therapy, it's going to take a little bit more work than where if you would have started physical therapy right from the start after your surgery and then worked on it from there, that would have gone a lot quicker. But it definitely does help. 100%. I'm all behind it. I only did, I did exactly what my therapist told me. I didn't exceed their instructions. I didn't try to do extra. I didn't try to do more. I did what they suggested me to do, because here's the thing. That's their skill set. That is their expertise. That is not my expertise. I can only tell them what works for my body or not, right? So if something hurts, I'm going to tell them, hey, that hurts. Can we back off on that? Or if it's too easy, I'm going to say, hey, that was a little easy. Can we do a little bit more? But they are the experts. They're not going to tell me how to fix a computer or repair a network. That's my expert, my skill set. But their skill set is knowing how the human body works, things that you could do to get it back to where it was prior to whatever you had done. So, yeah, absolutely. Their physical therapy is, I will stand behind that every single time. Yep. Actually, I kind of can't wait to start on that, because I know once I start on physical therapy, it just means I'm that much closer to getting back to normal. So, next week, maybe. But in any case, like I said, this wasn't going to be a very long stream tonight. I was only thinking about doing about an hour to kind of get back into this. Friday, I'm going to stream again. And I do believe that we're going to try to play some Borderlands 4. Because that's a good game that I have a controller for, that I can run around. It doesn't require a whole lot of... Look, I've been playing it a little bit here. It's not going to require a whole lot. So let's plan on Friday. We do Borderlands 4. And then this Saturday, we are definitely doing Saturday Morning Cartoons. 100% Saturday Morning Cartoons. And if you don't know what Saturday Morning Cartoons is, it is a fun time. You need to stop by for it. Watch 80s and 90s classic cartoons, retro commercials. It's a whole vibe. It's so much fun. Definitely stop by for Saturday morning. I'm hoping that I can get back in my chair here soon and do some more video editing so that I can go through some of those cartoons that I have and get them fixed and whatnot, since I have a lot of time on my hands right now. Because I'm not working. I'm off of work for a while. So I've got a lot of time on my hands. So hopefully be able to get some of this stuff done. But yeah, I think this was good for tonight. This is a good place to start. I was coming back with Saturday morning. I was going to come back with Saturday morning. But honestly, that last Saturday morning, I was only still a couple days out of surgery and I still wasn't feeling the greatest. And I was still on a pretty good dose of pain meds. So I didn't necessarily want to start up a Saturday morning cartoon and not be able to sleep. So I decided to listen to my body and take it easy and let it heal a little bit, a little bit longer. And even this past Monday, I was thinking about streaming, and I had even said to my wife about doing a stream on Monday. And I wasn't feeling it on Monday. So, but tonight I felt good. So I'm here. I did about an hour of a stream. That's not bad. That's not bad for being out for a week now with the shoulder surgery. I think that's no. But come back on Friday night, 9 p.m. We're gonna do some Borderlands 4. We're gonna see if we can make it the whole stream. I'm gonna work on my chair here and see if there's a better way that I can sit in it for longer periods of time. That's what I'll be working on the next couple of days. And then Saturday morning, we'll do Saturday morning cartoons like we normally do. So come on by for that, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on this channel. But thank you everybody for stopping by. Thank you for checking in with me, seeing how things are going. I miss all of you. I miss the gaming. I miss the streaming. I want to do more of this, obviously. Depending on how I feel and depending on how things get set up here that I can, sit down and game, I might be doing some daytime streams. I don't know. We'll see. But if you happen to see me go live, see a notification from me, stop on by, say hi, see what's going on, see how I'm doing. I always want to know how you're doing. So stop on by. But thank you everybody for being here tonight. I do appreciate it. There was one clip from tonight where AI Verbal had a stroke that I know my wife grabbed the clip for. So stick around for that clip. Thank you all once again for being here. I'll look forward to seeing you on Friday. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time. I wonder... Oh wait, there it is. That took a while.
Boomer Warfare asked me, what fictional arm should Verbal have replaced his messed up shoulder with? Amisa Merchizas Mordes Ekin Betux Haltutostax in Doktiondorts. Okay, Verbal should have gone all out and gotten the Winter Soldier arm from Marvel. I mean, who wouldn't want a sleek cybernetic arm with a star on it? Ready to take on any action, movies, Mario Stories, guided chores, shower, nature, razor, and all this, sorry, chore, nature, bachelors, chore, and the house, too. Or maybe just reaching that high shelf.
I wonder... Oh wait, there it is. That took a while.
Boomer Warfare asked me, what fictional arm should Verbal have replaced his messed up shoulder with? Amisa Merchizas Mordes Ekin Betux Haltutostax in Doktiondorts. Okay, Verbal should have gone all out and gotten the Winter Soldier arm from Marvel. I mean, who wouldn't want a sleek cybernetic arm with a star on it? Ready to take on any action, movies, Mario Stories, guided chores, shower, nature, razor, and all this, sorry, chore, nature, bachelors, chore, and the house, too. Or maybe just reaching that high shelf.